Hi guys, Reform UK's former MP Rupert Lowe, along with members of Reform and some people within the Conservative Party, have been demanding that the government release crime data broken down by nationality. Now, the driving force behind this seems to be, well, more transparency, but it's not, as Marina Purkiss points out here when she was on the Jeremy Vine show. Have a listen.
So, well, I think there are a couple of cases where there might be reason to reveal the ethnicity, and that is if there is a risk to public safety, so you're trying to make people aware of the person that's on the loose, or it's an appeal, a witness appeal, so you're trying to get people to come forward and say, did you see this person, this is what they look like. Other than that, let's be honest, this is basically bowing to pressure put on the police and the government because of, let's be honest, people like Farage and his party, who love the idea of this potential to pin the blame on someone and potentially incite riots, as we've seen before. And so we have been forced into a position now where it's like we have to try and counter that, get ahead of it by going, oh no, it wasn't a Muslim, it wasn't this person, to try and stop potential unrest.
It's important that, as Marina has pointed out, if a crime has been committed and the police are looking for a suspect, that they release information to the public about that suspect. It's important if they're looking for someone who is missing, that they release information about that individual. But if they have already caught and this person is going through the criminal justice system, then what is the point in releasing information about their ethnic background or their nationality? What can the public do with that information? It's completely useless to the public. Now, of course, Reform and some Tories are trying to sell it as transparency, but of course they're going to weaponize that data. We've already seen examples of this. We've seen examples of British people committing crimes, and we don't hear peep from Reform UK or the Tories. And this is serious crimes we're talking about. But as soon as it's a non-British person, as soon as it's a migrant or asylum seeker, then of course they jump on it and they use their friends in the media to amplify it as much as possible. So if you're truly concerned about crime, then you would treat all crime equally. If you're truly concerned about protecting victims, then you would of course want to see more resources handed over to the police. You would want to see an investment in the criminal justice system. But the Tories have refused to do either of those things, and when it comes to Reform UK, they're a bit light on policies that would actually strengthen the police. They talk about building camps and turning them into prisons. They've talked about hiring 30,000 police officers, but haven't explained where they're going to come from and how they're going to fund that. So they'll talk a lot, but we don't know what they're actually going to do. And when it comes to the Conservatives, well, they're extremely hypocritical because they had the resources available, they had the powers to do these things, and they refused to implement the means necessary for the police to arrest people or for the police to do their job. But this is about looking for scapegoats. All of the crime that's happening is because of foreigners, or all of the crime that's happening is because of asylum seekers or migrants. That's the narrative, so that they can say, well, we're against that, while the Labour Party and the left are for that, when of course that's a vast simplification of the situation and in many cases untrue. But that's the narrative that's been said. This is what they're trying to sell to the public, and it has to be pushed back on. Rightly here with Marina Purkiss, she pushed back here, she called it out. Yes, it's important that people understand who they should be looking out for, but when that individual has been arrested or has been put behind bars, what value is there for the public to understand anything about that individual beyond that they're no longer out and about? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.